Hello, my dear students of second prep. Now I will revise some types of factorization. Factorization is a very important topic because it's considered as important basics that we are needed in next stage. So I will revise the important types of factorizing. So please keep calm and give me your attention, please. First, each type has a form. So the first step, you must determine the form to try to factorize, then try to factorize. So the first form is factorizing quadratic trinomial in the form of x power 2 plus bx plus c. In each expression, you must ensure that number 1, the expression must be arranged descendingly from the greatest term degree to the smallest one, like this: x power 2 x power 2 is the greatest degree, then x power 1, then x power 0. Okay. Number 2, if there are HCF, you must take it, then complete your factorization. Okay. For example, factorize x power 2 plus 8x plus 15. This is the first form because there is a trinomial. Trinomial means the expression formed from 3 terms. And the first term hasn't any coefficients, or its coefficient equals 1. So the expression x power 2 plus 8x plus 15 arranged descendingly, because x power 2, then x power 1, then x power 0, and no HCF at it. And it's formed from 3 terms, and the first term hasn't a coefficient. So we put the 2 brackets like this. Then we calculate the square root of x power 2 equals x. We distribute x in 2 brackets like this, x and x, and move to the third term, 15. We're looking for the 2 numbers. Its product equals 15 and its sum equals 8. Because the sign of third term is plus, so we looking for the 2 numbers, the product equals 15 and the sum equals 8. If the sign of the third term is negative or minus, so we're looking for the 2 numbers, their product equal 15 and their difference equals 8. Here is this example. We're looking for 2 numbers. Its product equal 15 and their sum equals 8. The 2 numbers is 3 and 5. Like this, 3 and 5. Because the product of 3 and 5 equals 15. The product of 3 and 5 equals 15. 3 times 5 equals 15. And the sum of 3 and 5 equals 8, like the middle term. Okay. Finally, we put the sign of 2 numbers. The sign determined by, if the sign of third term is positive, so the sign of 2 numbers in brackets like the sign of middle term. The sign of middle term is positive, so we put positive to the 2 numbers, like this: x plus 3 and x plus 5. Another example: x power 2 minus 3x minus 10. This is the first form because it is a trinomial formed from 3 terms, and the first term hasn't coefficient, or its coefficient equals 1. So we put two brackets like this and calculate the square root of first term. Square root of x power 2 equals x. Distribute x into bracket like this, x and x. And so we're looking for the two numbers. Its a product equals 10 and their difference equals 3. The two numbers, their product equals 10 is 2 and 5. 2 times 5. And 2 and 5, the difference equals 3. We looking for the difference because the last sign is negative. Okay, like this. It's 2 and 5. And the sign of two numbers determined by the sign of third term is negative, so the greatest number 5 takes the sign of middle term. The sign of middle term is negative, and the second one take the opposite sign, positive. Again, x power 2 distributed x and x, and move to third term. We're looking for two numbers. Their product equals 10, like 2 and 5, and must their difference equals 3. Yes, 2 and 5. Then the sign of two numbers determined by the sign of third term. The sign of third term is negative, so the greater one will take the sign of middle term, negative, and the other will take the opposite sign, positive. Okay, the second form like the first form, but formed from three terms, but the first term has a coefficient, like ax power 2 plus bx plus c. A is a coefficient of x power 2. Like this. For example, the expression 3x power 2 plus 14x plus 8 formed from three terms, and the first term, okay, has a coefficient 3. So we factorize it by we will get a factors of first term, factors of 3x power 2. The factors of 3 is 3 and 1, 3 times 1, and factors of x power 2, x and x. And we looking for the factors of the last term, 8, factors of 8, 2 and 4, like this, and matched it as a cross multiplication, and multiply each two matched numbers. 4 times 1 equals 4, and 2 times 3 equals 6. By adding 4 and 6 equals 10. It's wrong because the result must be as a like term, as a middle term. The result must be 14x, not 10. So we try to commutate between 4 and 2, put 2 above and 4 in down, and try again. 2 times 1 equals 2, and 4 times 3 equals 12. By adding 2 and 12 equals 14. 14 like the middle term, 14x. So this is true. So, and the sign of two numbers like the first form. If the last term is positive, so the two numbers will take the sign of middle term. So 2 will be positive and 4 also will be positive. So 3x, the factorization will be 3x plus 2 and x plus 4. Another one like this. 3x and x, we 2 and 4, the two sign is positive because the last sign is positive. So if the last sign is positive, so the two bracket will take the sign of middle term. Another example, 9y power 2 minus 12y plus 4. This is the second form because the expression formed from three terms and the first term has a coefficient 9. So we're looking for the factors of number 9, 3 and 3. 3 times 3 equals 9. And y power 2 distributed y and y like this. And looking for the factors of last term, the factors of number 4, 2 and 2. And if the last term, the sign of last term is positive, so the two number will take the sign of middle term. The sign of middle term is negative, so the two numbers 2 and 2 will take the negative sign of the middle term. We multiply, we make cross multiplication, multiplied negative 2 times 3y equal negative 6y, and negative 2 times 3y equal negative 6y. By adding negative 6y and negative 6y equal negative 12y, like the middle term is negative 12y. So the two bracket will be 3y minus 2 and 3y minus 2. If the two brackets are the same, so we can write it by this one bracket as 3y minus 2 power 2, because the two brackets is the same, are the same. Third form, factorizing the difference of two squares. This type, the expression of this type formed from only two terms, and the sign between them must be a negative, must be minus, because it's the difference between two squares. And the first term and second term must be perfect square. So a power 2 is perfect square and b power 2 is perfect square. There are two terms and between them minus. Okay, the factorization is very easy of this form. So we make two brackets like this and take square root of first term, square root of a power 2 equals a. Distribute a into bracket a and a. And square root of second term, b power 2 equals b. Distribute b in second term. And first bracket take positive and second take negative. Another example, x power 2 minus 4. The expression formed from two terms, and the first term x power 2 is perfect square, and second term 4 is perfect square, and the sign between them is negative. So this is the third form. So we'll make two brackets like this and calculate the square root of x power 2 equal x. So we'll distribute x into bracket like this, x and x. And the square root of 4 equals 2. So we distribute 2 into brackets like this. And one bracket positive and the other negative. Another example, 8x power 2 minus 50. This expression formed from two terms, 8x power 2 and 50. But the first term and second term not perfect square. 8 is not perfect square and 50 is not perfect square. But in this expression, we must first take HCF, highest common factor. The highest common factor between 8 and 50 is 2. We take 2 as a common factor. Then open up brackets and divide the whole expression, divide by 2. 8x power 2 equals 4x power 2 minus 50 divided 2 equals 25. So the first I take HCF 2, then divide the whole expression by 2. I will get 4x power 2 minus 25. Then we will factorize the expression in the brackets. we put 2 as the same, and factorize x power 2 minus 25, because 4x power 2 is perfect square and 25 is perfect square, and between them a negative sign. So we make two brackets like this and calculate the square root of 4x power 2 equal 2x, distribute it into brackets, and square root of 25 equals 5 into bracket like this, and one take positive and the second take negative. Thank you.